Left. Go on, towards your left. Oh no, sorry, right. Oh, I get confused. Left. Right. No, up. Everyone, come near the screen. Say hello to each other.
Hello.
Oh, okay. Each other. Great.
Hello.
Good.
That's how we begin every time. So I'm used to it.
Great.
Okay. So let me begin with the presentation. Here it goes. Are you able to see?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Somebody said no.
I said no. I start my program again.
Okay. I thought you missed the warm up, so you wanted to do warm up then and. Okay, no problem. So sorry, Hans. We have the older version of your logo here, WCA.
It will be more beautiful when you apply the new one.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so yes, Rangmumi works in the field of applied theatre. So here is a presentation for applied theatre for climate sustainability. And so Rangmumi has been working in the field of applied theatre from last 10 years. So I'm going to share what we have been doing from last 10 years in various fields, and then we will move on to what we will do in collaboration with WCS. So when I talk about Rangmumi, of course, Chetna Mehrotra comes first. She's the founder of our organization, and you can see the vision of spreading joyousness comes first here. So whatever it is, be it a sense of equivalence or power of expression, but the joyousness must be there, and that's what keeps us alive. That's what, be it a performance or workshop, we always make sure that in our sessions there is joyousness. So moving to what is applied theatre. So under applied theatre, if you see, it provokes or shape social change. That's what applied theatre was introduced in this world through different means. That is theatre and education, theatre for development, youth theatre. There are different modalities that are there. Now, applied theatre, it is not only about performances. It builds self-esteem, builds confidence, manage anger. It creates a socio-therapeutic environment for people to deal with their trauma, community development, and of course, understanding their nature. Whatever nature is also part of their community, right? Okay, so applied theatre, under applied theatre, there are so many modalities like drama. Oh, one second. Drama for learning and reflection, theatre and education. So when I talk about these modalities, the common thing about all the modalities is they are highly participative. It's not that we will come and we will present a performance or create a performance or do a workshop. The audience is together with us. Their opinions, their suggestions are most welcome. Their stories, their feelings, experiences are most welcome. That's how the co-learning happens. Their reflection happens.
Mm-hmm.
So these are our clients. There are different schools that are there in Mumbai and outside Mumbai. Yeah, so these are the schools with which we work, right from grade 1 till grade 9, with be it creating annual concerts or creating performances with children, using different applied theatre modalities. So these are not just a 1-year program. It after a year. So if you can see, from since 2013, we have been working with the school. So we have seen how the progress has been with the schools. So this is this is like how the journey has been from in one of the school, like anti-bullying campaign to understanding self, family, society, and education. And then if you see at the end, also done theater of the oppressed. We do a lot of theater games, and through theater exercises, we understand ourselves and our community. So we have done a lot of, so this is the year where we did 2020-21, where we started doing online applied theater work. These are some parents' comments. Okay, so has anyone heard about playback theater? No one? So in playback theater, there is no script. Yeah, someone said something.
Rob said something.
Yeah, Rob.
No, it wasn't me. I was muted. Sorry, and I have not heard of it.
Sure. Okay. So in playback theater, there is no script. Here we just come here near the audience, and they share their feelings, experiences about the theme. For example, if it is a theme about saving the environment, saving Mother Earth, then they will share their feelings, experiences to what they have been doing and in their locality, and we enact it, we perform it on the spot. So we also work with children, so they even they are the performers. Rangbhoomi is the only organization which works with children. They have trained around 500 children in playback theater. So this was one of the India's first playback theater gathering for youth. And here you can see children are also performing with adults. And we called different theater practitioners from across our country, even from there was from even Hastings, he is from New Zealand. So people children understood what the power of theater is and how we can apply in not only in just for performance but also for co-learning purpose. Theater in education is so this I would like to take some time. So if you know that academics is where the children, teachers, students, principal, everyone is focused on. Now, how the education, the academics can be integrated with theater, that's how theater in education works here. So we also integrate their maths or science, ecologies, this into theater and give them make them understand about the what we can do, because it is not only just about watching but also performing, also being. And as I mentioned, audience is also part of us. Yes, as I mentioned, it is about the imagination. Yes, so there are different non-curriculum concerns as well, like peer pressure, gender discrimination, complexities of our life, and that's how. And it's very important to know that it is multi-sensory imaging. That means it is not just about watching. When an audience or a participant is not just watching he or she, but also being a spectator. When I say spectator, that means a spectator becoming spectator. Whatever you are seeing, you're just not watching. You are also bringing your thoughts and your imagination, your suggestions into the forum, into the onto the stage. And these performances may not happen on the stage. It can happen in offices. It can happen in schools, classes, home, anywhere. This is one of the theater, promenade theater, where it keeps moving. The audience keeps moving with the performers. So the performers are not at one space. They are also moving, and even the audience is also moving. Yeah, this looks a little funny. Here is Grips Theater. We, as adults, we do not shave, or we become children, but we do not change ourselves completely. So this was done for children. This is actually a theater for children, where through how learning can happen through literature. Okay, so performance art. This is where we did at a residential place. So here you can see, can you identify the person who is on the right? Any guesses?
It's you. It's you.
Yes.
It's Roshan.
No. If you have
No?
heard about Viral Champaneri,
No,
He's
I saw the earlier photograph. I saw.
yeah, he's Viral. So Viral had this was a residential place where we did performance art using different, not only just one place. We were moving around and there were many children who were cycling, who were playing, and they came near us and they wanted to understand what is happening. So they were speaking. So it was interactive as well in the residential space. And we also spoke about how environmental sustainability can happen. These pictures, I remember how children were so inquisitive. So why this person is wearing this plastic bag? What is there? So from even if he is cycling somewhere else, they will come near and they will try to understand what is happening. And it was I felt that this was a performance, not only just performative. And then where's that another picture? Here it is. Yes, playback theater for children. So after this, after performance art, we did a playback theater for children. So after that entire process, they 2-3 hours, they saw that these people are doing various kind of performance art. I was wearing a helmet with a pump behind, and I was just saying that I want food, I want air. So it was a metaphorical version of how the future could be if we do not save water, if we do not save our environment. Then we have to wear these oxygen cylinders and walk on streets. And then we asked the children how did they feel about the experience that they had, and it was beautiful to see how they shared about their experiences at home. What do they do at home? They're saving electricity to saving water. So here again, the children were sharing. One person was sharing, then all the other children were able to understand. Okay, this is how my peers, my friends do at home. So it was quite inspiring stories. So this was an association with the Charter for Compassion, USA. Again. So as I mentioned, okay, I'm so sorry, I'm not seeing the chat box. Okay, yeah. Here is art integrated learning. So again, as I mentioned that we integrate theater with academics. So here is one of the workshop that we did for teachers and principal and educators. Here we presented a forum theater. A forum theater is where it is scripted. The story is scripted. It was a story about how there was an activist, there was a businessman, and a common man. A common man is confused between an activist and the businessman, because a businessman is saying that he's selling these products. There are so many aerosol products which are high end, and you can use it for you as a you can say air conditioner is there. But here is the activist who is saying that do not use. Let's stop capitalism. And now this common man is getting confused what to do. So this was the conflict, and then we invited the educators, we invited the participants, what they would have done in place of this common man, or what they would have spoken to any of these actors who are playing businessman or activist. So this was based on the story how we can help not to cause more ozone layer depletion. Are there any questions so far? If anyone would like to ask, please go ahead.
Roshan?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe one question, because with David Bowill, we've been working on legislative theater. And that's part of the extended from forum theater, when you're really putting like law, eco-cid law into force in a local community. So you're kind of raising the democracy and participatory law process. Maybe you can comment that a bit before you go into the beautiful partnership here.
Yeah. So if you're talking about the legislative theater, we haven't done so far, but yet what I remember is in one of the school that we did this forum theater, and through that the children, they spoke about how bags are so heavy for them, and the school. So they wanted to bring in some change in that. The bags are heavy, and the system, how they exit from their school gets congested. Through that, the forum theater, whatever the children came up with the ideas, that was sent to the principal of the school, and then the principal took the decision of choosing one of the ideas, and then they implemented in their exit of the school. So this is a very small example, but this is how it works. A small thing, even for children, they will feel that, yes, I have given this idea. We all together came together, and we brought the change in our school structure. So that's how it was done. Talking about the legislative theater, we haven't done any policy changes as such. Yeah.
I have one more question.
Yeah.
What have you been developing something especially for WCS India? And how do you think, what are your thoughts about how to integrate your activities with Yogesh's India initiative?
Yes, I will get to that, those slides. I will definitely get. Okay, so I think we can move ahead here. And so radio theater. So I guess we already shared about this in our group, that we are doing radio theater, and it was so interesting, and I was so happy to see that we were getting calls from people, and they were talking about how they can save their environment using electronic cars, which are available, but we are not using it. There are so many ideas we have as humans, but still we are not able to implement it. So these were the thoughts and process suggestions that were coming in, and children, they performed it on radio. That was live. We took stories and experiences from the live audience, and we performed it on radio. So it was a great experience that we did along with the lifestyle radio.online.
Do you know how far you reached globally with the lifestyle radio? Do you have any feedback on that?
So this radio theater, as I mentioned, it was for India, Pakistan, and UK. So all the audience from these regions were able to listen to this, and it is going to be telecasted as in broadcasted again. I hope, Inga, I answered your question.
And
yes, it's just like interesting to know if it was 1,000 or 10,000 or how broad the outreach was. But we'll come back to that, Roshan. It's all fine. Please continue.
Yeah.
And I still hope to be able to listen to a recording of it.
Sure. Okay, here it comes. So how we are merging, or how we are collaborating it with WCS here. So for the school in Rajasthan, there is grade 6 to 12, where there are 300 students along with the faculty of 25. And during this 6 weeks program, we are going to work on climate sustainability and conservation through applied theater modalities. Like how now I'm sure that what applied theater modalities are, there is a bit understanding about that. So we are going to use, there are different offers or proposed offer that we have. One is creating applied theater based intervention performances and workshops per module. So this talks about, there are different modalities that I spoke about, playback theater. So it is not just about performance. We will definitely ask the audience to be part of it. There will be interventions that they might have done. We might not know that they have already done something in their life, or maybe their parents, and they will get during the workshops or performances. So Rangmumi, as I mentioned, we also perform playback theater. So we as a group will perform for children and for educators. They will share their experiences, and we will perform then and there itself on the theme of best practices to conserve the planet and sustain life on Mother Earth. So this will be the third week of module. Another offer was training few volunteer students. That means we will like how you saw that in radio theater there were students, and so we will train these few students through applied theater format, and they will become our voice. They will also share their views. They will through that performance, we will also ask the audience to interact with them, like how in radio theater it happened. So the suggested themes are water conservation, tree plantation, and chemical-free farming. So these are the different themes that are there. Again, I mentioned about theater and education tools. So in theater and education tools, there are different drama conventions where teacher takes a role of something and gets a conflicting situation, and the students can become experts. They can become maybe, for example, if I am a person who environmental minister, for example, and I'm seeking support from the experts. So there are different people, maybe environmentalist here. Hans can be an environmentalist. David can take the role of a farmer. Rob can be one of, so those people who are expert in their field, they are there to support me. So that can happen in theater and education, where children also feel empowered to speak up. Okay, I'm taking this role, so I can speak whatever experience that I have. So there are different modalities, tools that we can give to the educators, and they can implement in their learning spaces with children. Again, creating and integrating theater and education, as I mentioned, with the children using academic and pedagogical framework. So here it ends. Thank you.
Roshan, just a small question. Do you have base in Rajasthan?
We are from Mumbai, but we do not. We can visit to Rajasthan. Why not?
Just because I'm asking because we have a presence in five or six districts, and we are taking 1 or 3 year projects. If it works well, then we'll go for a long-term project on climate change. So instead of working on a different, just a thought for all the team members, as well as Hans, Rob, as well as JP sir, instead of working in a different area or a different district, can all of three, Hindustan Zinc, as well as your Rangbhumi, as well as WCS, if we can come together, so on one aspect where you can train such persons or teachers or students on applied theater, WCS is a resource partner, and where SDL can provide a continuous support or sustain that momentum. So we can think in that way also. Just a thought in my mind.
I have a question for you, Roshan.
Maybe one second.
Let him respond first to Dr. Visal's proposal.
Exactly. Roshan, can you react to Hisham?
Sure. So I think I can talk to Chetna about this, how we can go about collaborating everyone together, and what as a group we can emerge, maybe providing applied theater training online or offline. So how that can work, I can talk to Chetna about this.
Okay, I give you some hint to both of you. Dr. Vishal.
Sir.
Dr. Vishal, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, you are audible, sir.
Okay. I think during your stay at Anuppur, there was no road theater and something done for the project. Is it? Did you do any road
We have
project?
started. Yeah, we started with that local guy, sir, who was in
Mr.
Jateri
Napit.
actually.
Napit.
Napit,
Yeah.
yes.
He was very useful for implementation of various projects in that those villages. Okay, and his local language, his local songs, and the local artists, they made a good impact in communicating our thoughts to the masses. Okay, we use them quite frequently, and it was really very useful. Maybe I can be bridge between your project and Rangbhoomi, because I understand how the implementation, what is the implementation part, and what these people can do. These people can do much better than Napit. Okay, because Napit is only having limitation, but
Exactly.
having their own advantage also. The local language and all those things, advantages are there. So those things can be developed. Okay, just Roshan, keep in your note. We will chat on this part.
Sure,
And
sure.
how can we? And I'm very confident your team can do it very well. Okay, and I also understand Dr. Vishal's requirement and his dream, what he's thinking of. This is very much doable. And Dr. Vishal, I tell you, the idea of working with Rangbhoomi is basically to experiment with the other school, which we had been trying for a long time, and that's getting materialized. We have received a formal letter from them to start their session from 9th of April this year. So we had been discussing with Rangbhoomi to do something for them. Okay, once something is developed, that is certainly applicable to your area as well, and also to Mr. Ravindra's area. Okay, the children are children wherever they are, whichever part of the world they are. Okay, whether it is in India, whether they are in Pakistan, whether they are in Norway. Children are simply children. They are not citizen of any state. They are citizen of Earth. Okay. They have bigger mind. They have bigger understanding. They have bigger vision, and they have bigger open heart also to accept the changes, expectations, and all those things. Okay, and accommodating things.
So I think slowly we should round off this part. Inge, you still had some.
Well, I think I'll hold my question, but just say thank you and greetings to Shetna. And
Yes.
I also like just to say that my experience in theater comes from Zimbabwe and the community-based theater in Southern Africa, in Zimbabwe, and we can connect on that level as well. But let's not open that box right now. So thank you a lot, Roshan.
Thank you.
Very nice, very well presented.
For the presentation, and I hope there will be many links between projects now, which includes some of your wisdom and skills as theater people. Exciting developments. So JP, where are we? I think.
But I have a question before we close down. I have a question with Roshan. Roshan, it calls for your formula calls for physically being present with the students or the participants. Now, due to this COVID and all, physical education, physical participations are very remote. Okay, and the way the second wave is spreading in India, physically opening of schools are going to be challenge. The 9th April was supposed to be physical school opening in Rajasthan, and then there would have been one big screen on which the presentation would have been done, all the classes would have been joining it. But since the school is not opening, and the students will be joining from their home, okay, maybe on their mobile, or those who have their laptop, like that kind of. So think on this, how to utilize that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Thank you. I just came into my mind. I want to challenge David in the call because he is actually an actor. So maybe I'd like you to comment as well with these ideas, David. Would you be able? You are an actor as well in theater.
Unmute
You're on
yourself.
mute. David, you're on mute. David.
David, you need to make yourself unmute.
David, unmute.
Yeah.
Yes, I enjoyed very much your presentation, Rashan, and the warm up was very inspiring. But I particularly like the interactive aspect. You know, it's by no means a one-sided situation that you described. The audience is very much a part of the process, and I think that's very positive. One thing that we are doing in Helsinki, because our theater is closed right now, so what we are doing is we're presenting some plays via Zoom. We're experimenting with that process, and the first one will be on the 25th of March. But since the theater is closed, but the rent still has to be paid, we're using these Zoom productions to raise funds for the theater. So that's what we're doing during this COVID time anyway.
Very good idea to connect with your theater group with Rangbhoomi. I love the idea for the next show, David.
So JP, I'm looking at you. I think we're basically through the session. We just need to look ahead a little bit.
Yeah, we have almost done. There is any question, any feedback from any of the participants? Mr. Vishal is the only participant, and Roshan left. And yeah. So
I
that's
you on how we can.
Vishal, you're not audible. Roshan, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask David. So, what was the performance about when which is supposed to happen on 25th March?
Actually, it has nothing to do with climate. This particular one, it's a murder mystery. We do have a climate-themed play coming up probably in early April. So we're gonna. That one is being recorded and will be presented on Zoom.
Okay. Yeah, it's been an year, I guess. It's March. Yeah, we have been performing and doing workshops on Zoom, Microsoft Teams app, Google Meet, whatnot. I don't even remember.
Okay.
I think the topic for David would be who murdered the climate. and at the end, it comes out we, the human being.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Good point. Yeah.
One can think of. Anyway, well, I think there is no more we need to discuss in this 11th module. Coming week will be the concluding module 12. And I just share my view that I will be sending a request to all the participants who had been there during the inaugural session to just be present, because this is a concluding session. They might have not found time to join, but they certainly have that this ignition with them, and that's why they joined the inaugural one and could continue for a few of the models, but because of their pressing needs and others, they could not. I understand just the other doctor from Hyderabad. I think all the school and colleges, their sessions for new admission have started, and it's very demanding. So those who are in the education field will not find time. Okay. So what do you think?
The crucial thing for the 12th session is, of course, well, to celebrate that we've gone through it, and I hope we all learned a lot. But more important is that from there on, we keep these connections in some form alive.
Yes. Yes.
And there is a lot of already starting a crossbreeding of projects, because in the end, only when everybody gets part of the mission of changing the way we live on this planet will we be able to avert a catastrophe. And we will be starting, Inga came with the idea, we'll be starting to have monthly meetings with everybody worldwide in the World Climate School, whoever wants to participate, to meet each other, because this cross-fertilization of projects is one of the most important things that can happen in World Climate School.
I have one more wish for next time, and that is to focus for a while on establishing more firmly the Indian chapter of World Climate School, so that Yogesh no longer is alone in this.
Very good idea.
Thank you, Hans.
Yes, let's work on that.
Yeah, we will work out, and I think once that school is also taken into our belt, once these sessions are over with the school, I'm expecting, since they are in the field of education itself, quite few of them may be interested in joining us, their hands for spreading the mission. So it's okay. At the moment, it is a demanding time, but you can't get a fruit unless you do the plantation and all the nurturing till the fruit grows, the plant grows. Okay. So I'm the lone gardener. I have to give manure, I have to give the water, and you will be giving me the direction how to do it.
You grow a forest, don't you worry.
Yeah. Miyawaki.
So with this, I think we say goodbye.
Yeah.
And thank you for your participation, your time.
Sir, don't worry, we are with you, na? In the whole process.
Everybody is with everyone. Good. Together we survive. Together we exist. It's the fight for everyone and by everyone.
Yes.
Wishing you a lovely Sunday evening.
Yes.
Thank you.
And looking forward to seeing you in the last session next week.
And thank you so much for this.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Yogesh. Thank you to everyone in the World Climate School India, and especially to Chetna and Rangbomi. So thank you to everyone. So this is so exciting, a lot of overlapping of project, and we are distilling something very important for the World Climate School India chapter. Thank you.